All right, we are live. We are live. What's going on, guys? What's going on? Happy Monday, everybody. Hey, Mercedes.
Hi, how are you?
Doing wonderful. Listen, guys, we're getting ready. Oh, look, I got the TV on, everything. What's up? Okay. So, welcome to the Work and Play replay. We do this every Monday and Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And we talk to professionals who have gone out of their 9 to 5. They've taken the leap into entrepreneurship. They've made a way for themselves and they figured it out and still figuring it out. So, today we get a chance to have a conversation with somebody who is literally on her journey into entrepreneurship, building a business. Not only is she building a business, she's building a cleaning business. And as a woman, we have to have a whole conversation about womanhood in this whole process, right?
Yes.
Girl, I could go on and on. Marcedes Bell is the CEO and founder of Stay Clean Cleaning Services. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Listen. It has been a whole journey. And she is also a woman here. She moved to Atlanta. She left her 9 to 5. She made her way. And so we're going to have a conversation a little bit about episode 68 of the Work and Play podcast. So I could talk all day about you, sis. How about you take a moment to introduce yourself?
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Marcedes. I am the owner of Stay Clean Cleaning Services here in Atlanta, Georgia, and we service residential entrepreneurs and busy families to keep their homes clean.
Super simple, guys. Now, if you are watching us from Facebook or from YouTube, all I ask is that you send us a little note. Just say a little hey. That way we know where you're coming from. So put a hey, put what city you're watching from, where you're watching from, whether it's YouTube or Facebook or even Instagram, guys. If you are watching on Instagram, go ahead and follow us on YouTube by clicking the link in my stories. We're going to have a conversation real quick. So, Marcedes, it's been a couple months since you've been on the podcast. It's been
Yes.
Tell us, since the episode launched, what has been going on in your life?
Oh, okay. Well, there has been actually it's been about like 6-7 months since we actually recorded that podcast. So a lot has changed. In the podcast, I pretty much went into about like me coming into the woman that I am today, and since then it keeps stretching and stretching into different modules of life and also of womanhood.
When it comes to womanhood specifically, on that, you were getting ready to exhale and share. Let me just hush because I hate when I interrupt. Go ahead, love.
So basically, what I started to do, obviously I was on a journey for my, like, to find my perfect womanhood for me. I wanted to implement that into how I became a leader. And so now it's just like, now I want to be soft at work, or do I want to be like kind of mean? Do I want them to be scared of me? Like, what do I want? And when I tell you that I have like formed into just the type of person, or just the type of boss that I'm just like, well, who am I as a boss? Like, I know who I am as a woman, but do I want to be the mean boss? Do I want to be the nice boss? Like, do I want to be the boss that, like, like super independent, but I want them to help me do this, or I want them to help me do that? It has just been like just a journey of just learning over and over and over again. It's like a fresh start every day.
Tell me this. Well, first of all, guys, if you could in the chat, let us know if you can see us clearly, because I'm looking at all of our receptions and I'm seeing if Marcedes, can you see me clearly?
Yes, I can.
Okay, got you. So let us know in the chat if you can see both of us clearly, because I see a little bit of a static on my side. But if you guys are good, we're good. Now, right. Speaking of which, one of the things that we talked about on the podcast was like you being able to like invest in yourself and take care of yourself. So as you're thinking about what type of leader you want to be, whether it's going to be a soft leader, a hard leader, a boss type leader, what are the things that you have implemented in the last 7 to 8 months that like you just been testing and trying to see what works for you?
So honestly, it's been about like the books that I read. Obviously with the morning meetup, did I try to read some of the books? Yes. Did I fall off? Yes. But I had to start my own book club because things were moving so fast in my business. It was like so much going on around me. So basically what I started to implement into my business as well as like into me was just more so of like systems, like not being afraid to actually use systems or not being afraid to like just speak up in general about like, hey, no, that's not clean. Like I
Ooh, so being more assertive as a leader and speaking up on
yes. Yes. So at first, now you guys, please don't hurt me for this one, but I was a little passive aggressive. But I had to learn, like I had to learn my style, and I'm just like, I don't want to be passive aggressive. Like I want to be sweet. I want them to, like, just text me happy birthday at least.
Girl, the clients won't be passive aggressive. The clients will, get on you.
Yeah, guess who they were calling? Me.
Exactly. Now, after it, I don't know how long you want to be passive aggressive, but I'm thinking of specifically, I got whiplash, or what do you call it? PTSD. Because when I used to run a Airbnb, I had a couple people come in and clean for me after a while. And the worst part was getting a call from the guest, getting a call from Airbnb, or even worse, getting dinged because I wasn't actually, I was, working with people who were cool, who I was cool with, and they weren't cleaning up. You know what I mean? It was like, do a little squish, squish, squish. But when you go to an Airbnb, don't you want to know that it's clean? So that whole aspect of like, girl. So yeah, no more passive aggression. Love it.
No, now what I've been doing, I just had two girls, and what I practiced on them was more so of like my abilities to get up before them. Like I'm no longer the worker, so now I have to get up ahead of time. Now I have to make sure that all the supplies are in order. Now I have to make sure they're communicating with the what is it called, the client properly. Like I learned that I have to be more on my toes when situations come. And honestly, I had a lot of anxiety. Just being a business owner in general gives you anxiety. Like it's just like, well, what do I do? What about it? What happens if I don't do it? What happens if I do it? Like it was just a lot of like back and forth and teetering. And then I'm just like, but you got this. Like once you do it once, it's just like it's easy. The process gets smoother, the anxiety lessens, the fear is no longer a fear. It's like as once you open the door, it's go time.
Yeah. Speaking of processes, I think that a lot of people are curious about getting into the cleaning business, whether it's from the ground up, like finding clients to actually clean for, or buying your own cleaning company so that you can get other cleaners for you. A lot of people are really interested in that the cleaning business. So even though we talked about it a lot on the podcast, actually, I don't even know if we got into the business side of your business.
It was like this much.
Let's get into it. First of all, what was it that made you start a cleaning business, right? And then how did you learn to develop those processes in the business?
You are Can you say something?
Yep, something. Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can see you now. I can see you.
Okay, good. So what was it that made you start a cleaning business? And then how did you figure out the processes along the way?
So for me, I had just moved to Atlanta, and so I honestly just need money, but I didn't know that was going to be my gateway into getting quick money. I did not know that was going to be the process that I took, and just over time, just learning different ways to clean, I actually became really interested in it. And at the time, I had an online boutique, so I'm just like, products or services, which one will win? And service won every single time, no matter how many times I posted. I did professional women's boutique, so no matter how many times I posted a blazer or how many times I posted some pants, someone was calling for a cleaning service, and I could make that in 2-3 hours. So
right, so you just listen, follow the profitability.
Yes. And so just over time, just learning about the like just actually cleaning. When I learned how I cleaned my actual house and then how I professionally cleaned, I had to start watching videos on YouTube. I had to start watching other people's training videos. I've brought courses. I finally went and I got the mentor.
Let's
Like,
go. The
my
key.
whole purpose was I wanted to be a business owner. I just did not know where I would fit in the business industry or even being an entrepreneur. Finding myself was a whole nother thing, but finding entrepreneurship was like, you have to have some type of career, and whatever you do, you're going to make a career out of it. And so now, even getting into the business, I had to learn from what products to use, what products are safe, what products are toxic, what products can harm someone's dog, what products too much for somebody's child. Like, I started to go through time by time, like each trial by trial by trial by trial to see what worked for me. Honestly, if you guys know, on Say Clean Cleaning Services on Instagram, the way that I teach people how to clean is basically my marketing system. Like, I market by teaching people how to clean. And so far, it has been a blessing to me, my loved ones. My mom is so proud. She's actually on here now.
I love it. Honestly and truly, I didn't know that that was your marketing strategy, but I do know that's how I was attracted to what you were posting, because I'm like, the last post that you just did was that it's not okay to put bleach in the microwave. And I was like,
Yes.
I didn't know that. Two, now I know who to call, like, to keep myself safe, but I didn't think that that was even a marketing strategy to use.
Now, honestly, someone actually called me out on it on Instagram. And it alarms me, and I'm just like, how you gonna tell me? But that was pride. That was pride. And I said, no, like, you're here to educate, so it's time to educate properly. Like, I went back, and it was probably like maybe last year when I had posted me spraying something inside of a microwave, and someone was like, please don't do that. That's so dangerous. And I'm just like, well, Google, tell me if it's dangerous. And I went on Google. Huh?
What's dangerous about putting bleach in your microwave? I never know.
It's because it's basically like just circulating in your microwave. Once you put it in, put your food in, is now the fumes from whatever residue was left is now on your food. And bleach can cause cancer. Like, it's a lot. It can give you like blood something. I don't want to mess up. I didn't choose a medical person. But it can do something to your blood, and it can make you really, really sick. And just for me, I want everyone to be safe. I don't want anyone coughing up blood when I come to their house. That was never my plan. Like, being safe and making sure what's toxic. We no longer use bleach in any aspects of the home. Like, it's just more so about, I don't want my clothes stained. I don't want anything in your house being damaged. Like, learning precautions was probably like the biggest thing of what I needed to learn about the cleaning industry.
Yeah. Now, you started your business during COVID. Yeah. What has it been like during, like, so you started your business before COVID hit, but then with COVID, having to take all of those different precautions, what has it been like to just, one, like you said, that life journey of starting your life and finding yourself, but then also having to like go hard in your business? What has that been like during the pandemic, specifically in a cleaning business?
It actually spiked sales in every single aspect. Honestly, did I think it was going to be my moneymaker? No, I did not. I thought it was just going to be something to get me to pay my bills. But once I realized like people are actually making a business out of this, that's when I started to research other cleaners, research other cleaning businesses, as well as researching other people in the cleaning industry, looking for prices, looking for what people are doing for COVID precautions, and how are they notifying their clients, and like what's the most safe thing to do. Most people went with the whole hazmat suit with the hat on, the whole white, like, okay, right, spraying the foggers. And the craziest thing about the foggers were that most of them had recalls. So you're going through people's homes and people are thinking it's like the safest thing to do, which the really, really, really expensive ones, so if they did not pay over $3,000 for the gadget, and you're just spraying air and Lysol. Like, it was for me during the pandemic, I wanted to find my way. Like I wanted to know what would work best with me. So we did the whole at the time I only had two cleaners. So we just wore masks and we made sure our hair tied up, our gloves were on. Every time we changed the room, we had to change gloves. We wore shoe covers. We would wear scrubs. So, like scrubs are like less likely to carry bacteria type of thing. So we were just taking those type of precautions to make sure that we could continue working, not being sick and things like that.
Yeah. So in the interest, this is the Work and Play podcast, right? And anyone outside looking in could say cleaning business. First of all, when I came across your page, I said, oh, she makes cleaning look beautiful. She makes cleaning look glamorous. You really make cleaning look fun. But at face value, a cleaning business isn't necessarily the most fun business to start, right? So what has the work life been like for you? Is it more glamorous than I'm thinking? Is it more fun than the average person would expect? What is it like for you being a CEO of a cleaning company?
I did not look like this 2 hours ago. that is what I will say about the cleaning industry, is that sometimes I think my clients think I am a catfish because right. Where the lashes? What happened to the weave? Girl, in the closet, okay? For me, in the beginning, I tried to make cleaning look so glamorous, but over the time, cleaning is very hard on your body. And which it comes with the territory. It's not supposed to be a full-blown career for anyone. Any of my employees, I encourage them hey, just so you guys know, we do have opportunities to move up into the business. Now I have an office assistant available, as well as I'm looking for a manager. There's different levels to this. If you feel like this is a career for you, it will not, it would be hard to draw out a cleaning career for a very long time. Just for me, just educating people on stuff like that, it's just people do expect me to come and be all pretty and stuff. And some days, you guys, I'm tired. I'm tired. Some days my cleaners, they are tired, but I do our motto is to make cleaning cute. That was the whole purpose of this. I do try to make it look very, very, very glamorous on Instagram, only because that's where everything is supposed to look good, right? But if you're at home and you're cleaning by yourself, as long as you turn on some music or something like that, that's as glamorous as it gets. But as far as being the owner, shifting from I don't see you. Shifting from, as you know, so shifting from cleaner to, I enjoy getting my nails done. I enjoy being made up. I enjoy wearing my hair any kind of way. To going into CEO mode and owner mode, it honestly was just I would rather manage everything around me. That's when I learned. I've worked for a very long time. I've worked in preschools, I've worked in warehouses, I've worked as receptionist, I've worked as assistant. I'm overworking. Over physical work. I don't mind sending out emails now. Now that's the glamorous side. I don't know how fast
the admin side of things.
being on the admin side. Yes. But the one thing that I will say about that became very, very, very interesting to me about switching from cleaner to owner was I had grew a very, very, very tight bond with my girls. And they were just so you don't clean anymore? Now I'm coming to work and I look like this, and they're like, well, who is this? What is going on? And I'm
I can't show up like that. So what you doing? So it's a separation where they get to see you being glamorous, and they're like, I want to get some of that too. Oh, now I lost her. Can you guys see me?
Guys, we are.
Oh, you're back. Wait a minute. I can hear you. Yes.
But I forgot where we left off. That scared me.
You were talking about the degrees of separation when your girls see you coming in glamorous, right? And then they're looking at you like, Where you been at, boss?
Yes. That was a very big change for me. I will definitely say, because how I showed up to work for them in those moments is in like working side by side. I always seen myself as the owner, but it made me realize um, having peers and being the owner is two separate things, and that was the most like eye-opening moment for me. And it was because I had to let go of my own cleaner mentality. I had to let go of my own 9 to 5 mentality, like, oh, I can get up when they get up and we can all just meet up at the same place. No, I need to get up 2 hours early. I need to make sure schedules are sent out at this time. I need to make sure the clients know we're on the way or they're on the way. Like, it was just more so of like admin.
Yeah. That makes sense. No, that makes 100% sense. For those of you guys who are just tuning in, we're having a conversation with Marcedes Bell. And if you guys are on Instagram, I just come on invite you to come and check us out on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you guys are tuning in. If you are tuning in from YouTube, say, hey, what up? And put a little YouTube in there. If you're tuning in from Facebook, be like, what up, Facebook? Okay. That way we can know who's in the room. We can talk back to you. We're not able to like see all the comments here. So just kind of tune in with us. Give us some energy. Now, the last thing that I really want to touch on, because we shared a lot of clips over the last couple of days about your journey in motherhood, one, right? And you being a woman, and not motherhood, womanhood, right? And then you understanding womanhood from your mom, and then also like as a cleaner, right? How you want to show up. So why was it so important that we focus a lot on the womanhood part? And how have you grown over the last seven months in that space specifically as a woman?
I don't know if you guys can see above my head, maybe not on YouTube, but one of the lines says, I deserve. I had to understand what I deserved first. Everyone tries to say, like, you have to believe first, and then your body will naturally start taking steps. There was a certain level of entitlement that I started to feel being a woman. And it was just like, well, is being a woman like your badge of honor? Like, or is this you're trying to find yourself? And what I did, even after speaking with you, even listening back to where my mind was at the time, it was just like, wow. Like, remember when you said that the petals on the flower?
Yes. Healing back, yes.
Oh my goodness. I was so in my head, even every single moment of that interview in my head. By far, I wish there were so many other things that we talked about, but I was so far in my head. And the thing when I wake up in the morning is I deserve happiness, I deserve joy, I deserve love. And even if I'm not deserving of it in the moment, I at least have the capabilities to be deserving. Like, it was.
I didn't even think, sorry to interrupt you, but you just said something that's really, really like profound, because we did talk a lot about womanhood, and we did talk about you being nervous as well. And I'll tell you guys, those of you guys who are watching the podcast, I share every single story that we have. It doesn't matter. Well, unless upon request, you guys don't want me to share it, but it doesn't matter because we get a chance to really learn through self-discovery. I talk about that in the beginning of the podcast. Career exploration, self-actualization, and self-discovery, right? And what you just said was profound. So I don't know if y'all missed it, but you said we spent so much time talking about like the womanhood part. One, you were in your head, but right before that, you said you were holding womanhood as a badge of honor as opposed to focusing on who am I, yes. Right? Instead of that, you were hanging on to like, oh, I'm this woman, and perhaps it was even I'm this Black woman. Yes, so the conversation is all around, right? Meanwhile, you're ignoring the growth and development that you truly need to have because you're holding on to this identity that may or may not serve you. And so that's really important that you say that, because I think there are a lot of people who are clinging on identities, but they're not allowing themselves to peel back the petals, right? And allow themselves to blossom and bloom and figure out who they are. So I think that you just pointing that out, even through observing yourself on the podcast, is really profound.
Yes. I don't know. I'm even in a different place now, just mentally. Even I cringed. I cringed the whole podcast. I'm like, oh, we should have just talked about business. But that was a part of my journey to even become the businesswoman that I am today. Like, which is completely fine, because all of those stepping stones that I had to go over, I would not be able to do anything in my business because I was so far inside of my head. Once I started like letting go and healing certain parts of me, that's when I was able to show up in leadership. That's when I'm able to be on top of certain tasks, or to actually put systems in place to even make sure that that was like the most important thing that I did. All of that self journey and self-evolving that I did, it was very beneficial for me, like very beneficial. And now that I see it, it was just like, it was worth it. Like it was worth it.
I'm so glad you did, guys. If you are watching the Work and Play podcast, and honestly and truly, I did not plan this, but I think that this conversation really puts a pin in that last conversation. I don't think that we could have left episode 68 without this conversation, because it would have been unfinished, because it would have been like, okay, so what are we talking about here? But the full conversation, and then to have this Work and Play replay, really does embody why we have the Work and Play podcast. It's really for us to be able to find out who we truly are and what that balance looks like. And I don't mean balance like work-life balance. I mean like inside. Who am I? How much of the woman am I going to be today? How much of the softness am I going to be today? How much of a boss am I going to be today? All of these options are available to us, but we don't allow ourselves to explore these things so much because we're so tied to an identity. So I think that you really gave us something to like just to reflect on. Like, who are you showing up as? How much are you clinging to an identity that doesn't serve you anymore? Right. Like that, girl. You really did that. You did that.
A full circle moment. Just even when I tell y'all that there were certain tasks in my business I couldn't finish it. When I tell you I couldn't finish, I couldn't complete anything. And that was, it bugged me like to the death of me. But once I started like completing tasks and stuff, that whatever portal that I closed in my healing process, it opened when I started completing tasks. You know, when you start completing tasks, that's when you start feeling better about yourself. That's when you start moving forward and you start like, and there's just
a little check on the task list. That's a little self-care sometimes.
Yes.
To-do list. Ooh, self-care. Yes. Good.
Even procrastination. Where did I learn that? I had to unlearn a lot of bad habits. Like, you can habit stack bad habits too.
You can. Listen, you talk about habit stacking. Homegirl been reading. What was that? Habit stack. I know you guys know it. Which one is it? Atomic Habits.
Yes.
Talking about habit stacking. Listen, you can habit stack bad habits. And for those of you guys who don't know it, check that out. For those of you guys who don't know this lovely lady, this is Marcedes Bell. She is here talking about, one, how she built her cleaning business, but then two, about how she has learned her identity through building a cleaning business as a woman. So if you guys are interested in that topic, or if you know somebody who's going through their own journey of understanding who they are as a person, as a woman, or if they want to do a cleaning business, I would encourage you guys to watch episode 68 and reach out to Marcedes. But here's the thing, Marcedes, if there's somebody out there who is listening to this conversation, they want to connect with you, what is one way or two ways or all the ways for them to contact you, to work with you, or to even book your services?
So you can find me on Instagram at Say Clean Cleaning Services, as well as in the link in our bio. It has a link for everything. So from Instagram to Facebook to reviews. You can also visit our website at Say Clean Cleaning Services, as me for bookings.
Let's go.
Right now it's spring cleaning time and we have a little discount going on. So make sure you go check out our Instagram.
Let's go. Do they have to do any like codes or any like work and play codes or any of that?
Work and play. Now,
Listen, if we want to work out a special discount for you guys, if there's a code, if there is something like that, it will be in the description below this video.
yes.
And then I'm going to play a little bit of the replay on my Instagram and some of our marketing platforms that we get a chance to do that. First of all, what's up, Lynn, in the chat, and what's up, Euro Edwards in the chat. Big YouTube energy. What's up, guys? Thank you guys for joining us. Listen, if you haven't already, go ahead and tap in with Marcedes at Say Clean Cleaning Services on Instagram. All of the information will be in the description or in her bio. And thank y'all again. Marcedes, thank you again for joining me.
Thank you so much for inviting me on your platform. You guys, she's amazing. She is so amazing. Her name is Ariel Young. If you guys are not following her on Instagram now, and you are thinking about letting go of your 9 to 5 or how to transform from 9 to 5 to entrepreneur, contact Ms. Ariel Young.
You gotta do. Until next time, guys, I will see you on Friday. This will be every Monday and Friday live on Instagram, on Facebook and on YouTube. Y'all have a wonderful day. Peace out, y'all.
Bye.